Who earns out of this?
They get paid about, it's Big Pharma and it's the government, and they get about $1 million per surgeries I've researched. So I am now forever a permanent medical patient, and so will these children be if they put them on these things. They are creating permanent medical patients out of people. You can never stop taking hormones. Once you're on them, that's it for life.
So knowing a bit about testosterone and about bodybuilding and the Olympics and sporting and anabolic steroids, once you start messing around, arguably with nature, there's a huge price to pay. You seem like such a nice person. I've nothing but, you know, the bravery and the courage. Do you regret transitioning?
I do, in a sense where I wish I knew what I knew now, because I feel like if I didn't have the pressure of the TRAs, because you look for the people who you think you can relate to, and sadly they're all very woke, and so they tell you things that aren't true. And so I feel like if I had honesty, if Gays Against Groomers existed back then, I feel like even though I am technically intersex, I didn't know I was intersex till I went through all the stuff, so I reckon I would have just been a tomboy.
You were intersex, you were a tomboy, but if you hadn't, if there hadn't have been an agenda, if things weren't being pushed, the socialization, the nurturing that we experience, it's just as powerful, potentially if not more, than nature. If things were different in a parallel universe, you and I might be having this conversation right now, and you hadn't transitioned, yes. You're living a completely different life, and you now don't get to have that life.
I agree with you completely.
What about censorship and cancel culture and trans activists, and indeed what you stand for, which we are in massive alliance with you on? What about the campaign pushing this? Drag Story UK and the sexualisation of minors, 3 years old, Labour-run councils throughout the UK allowed the individual to come in dressed in drag attire, and all the liberal mums and dads take their kids from 3 and up. How is that, in your opinion, how is that not socialisation? How is that not grooming? How is that not morally bankrupt, or is it?
It's grooming in every single way. Here's the thing. I'll put it with when they put the LGBT stuff in Disney and things as well, okay? If you put these mature themes, or these themes in general, in child things, you're getting them to think about a topic they may not necessarily have been thinking about before. You are forcing them to do this, and also it becomes a trend. I have had so many parents reach out to me. One of them said, both my kids told me they were trans. I said to them, what does that mean? And they said they didn't know. I've had so many parents doing this. Someone said their kid came home trans because their whole class is doing it. It is becoming an absolute trend, and the sad thing is the truth is being censored, and these people who are pushing this insanity are being propped on pedestals by the media, and it makes people think that that's the majority, what people think, and it's not, and it's dangerous for the gay community as well. It's very dangerous.